Chad Allen standing by right now to tell us all about it. Chad, this is my favorite type of thing because not seeing anything happen means it's working.
That's right. So first off, thank you for having me here tonight. Welcome to my home. This is a Bell & Howell product, first and foremost. This is a company that's been around over 110 years, making one thing: quality products that make our lives easier. The Pest Repellers have been at HSN for about a decade now. And now you have the Mac Daddy, the Super Duper, Deluxe, Ultra Pro, whatever you want to call it, the Electromagnetic combined with the Ultrasonic. That's what this one is. So you're used to seeing about one that's about half this size, right? If I cover up the bottom, you're used to seeing that. But now, for the first time, they've introduced this Mac Daddy of them, okay? So I'm going to take you behind me because I have one plugged into my kitchen countertop. Because first and foremost, I want you to see just how easy it is. So here's one just plugged right into it. I'm going to turn my camera here. You can see all I have to do is go to any outlet, okay? I'm going to take the back of it. I'm going to plug it right in, and then immediately, you see how quickly those lights come on?
Yes.
The red is the electromagnetic. The green is the ultrasonic. Now, what does that mean? The ultrasonic is going to come out of here. It's a little sound wave that comes out of that speaker, just like this, okay? And every time that light comes on, a pulse of ultrasonic sound comes out. You can't hear it. Your pets can't hear it. Your husband can't hear it. Only the ants, the mice, the roaches, the spiders, the cockroaches, things like that. Every time that red light comes on, that electromagnetic sends a static through the wires in your wall. Each way, so if there's a wire going to these outlets, each way it's sending out that electromagnetic little pulse right through. This is a technology that, quite frankly, hasn't been around more than 5 years. This is a technology that a lot of companies have tried to get their hands on, but Bell & Howell is able to get that technology for HSN and really bring it to you, the customer, at a low price that we all love, because we're used to getting 8 or 10, regular pest repellers.
Right.
But with these, you need 1 per floor. Normally, it's 1 per room. Okay, so I don't want to get confusing here. You just need 1 per floor because this is sending that sound through your walls, through the wires, which means the pests can't even get in through your walls. It's a big deal, and we only do it a couple of times a year, which is why, if you're watching tonight, you may be asking yourself if you've seen this before.
Right.
And the answer is probably no. You're used to seeing our normal ones that are just ultrasonic, but this is the best of both worlds, Michelle. And you mentioned it. We no longer have to go to the store and buy the poisons and buy the chemicals and the things that run out.
Right.
We have to spray them. Michelle, you have young children. I'm unsure about your fur babies, but I know you have children.
Yep. Yeah, and I have a cat too. Yeah. Okay,
and the cat. So the last thing you want, and I'll let you speak to this, but the last thing I'm sure you want is your kids to get a hold of things like this.
Absolutely.
Or things like this.
And you know what? And on top of that, I don't want these pests in my home, but doesn't mean I necessarily want to hurt them or drown them in a spray or set up a trap. I mean, the fact that this covers mice and roaches and ants and spiders, which I don't know of any other way to get rid of a spider, but without harming them, you're just keeping them from even coming to your house in the first place. Your neighbors may be like, why am I seeing an influx of all of these pests? Because they don't have anything, but at least you can feel good for many reasons, whether it is children or pets or, not harming these pests or not having the toxins in your home. I think it's a great choice for so many people. And I love that this is, I keep calling it like the souped up version, because you only need the 2, because in addition to putting that ultrasonic wave through your home, it's also doing the electromagnetic behind the walls where they love to hide out, or that's where they're gonna run and scurry. So you only need 1 per floor. Frankly, they look beautiful. They're gonna blend right in. It's a lot better than a, what do they call it, like a roach motel. It's like a telltale sign that you've got an issue. Nobody likes seeing those. You try to hide them. This, it doesn't matter. You just plug it right in and it's working. You can even still use your outlet, which I love too. And a $38 investment to not have to keep continually buying things or hiring someone to come once a month and spray all over my home. I just think it's a really nice option for you to try. So if you want to get it home, plug them in, and that's really it. There's no batteries to replace. It's plugged into your wall. I mean, it couldn't get simpler.
Yeah, there's nothing to charge. There's nothing to replace. Nothing like, there's no filters, nothing like that. But here's the big deal. HSN is very, particular about the kind of items they bring in, right? So Pest Repellers by Bell & Howell have been at the network for about 10 years, which means they work. HSN made Bell & Howell go out and get testing. Third party, they could not do the testing themselves. It had to be a third party independent lab that tested for the big five right there on your screen. Mice, rats, ants, roaches, and spiders. The testing's very expensive, okay? So they only tested for those five, but we've been told it works on more. However, these are the five that it's third-party, independently lab tested to work on, which means this is the humane way. This is the way to get them to go out, because when that ultrasonic sound comes out of that speaker, because there's a little speaker on the inside, when that ultrasonic sound comes out of that speaker, or when those wires start to make that electromagnetic sound, the pests want to run. They want to get out of there. Think about when you walk into your home and maybe you got the code wrong on the alarm and your alarm starts going off and you're like, oh, honey, what is it, honey? You know, and you start to get nervous and frantic-y, and you can stand it for a couple of minutes until you're like outside. You leave the house and you get on your cell phone calling your security. It's the same way with the pests, right? So the ants and the roaches and the mice and the spiders, that's what it sounds like to them. It's like this horrible, disgusting alarm going off. This is not going to kill anything. Let me make that clear.
So can I ask you
it's not going to kill. This is humane.
What about, you know, obviously people can't hear it, but if it is made to repel pests, but what about our pets, right? The dog, the cat, the iguana. I mean, what's going to happen to them? Do they notice it?
They do not. No, in fact, you see right in the video we just showed you, a dog was eating his bowl right underneath it, which is the perfect example, because I was sharing with Michelle about making some margaritas earlier, and then there was ants on the counter.
Oh, the ants are horrible.
Yeah, me and two friends, we'd rented a beach house, and I just got back, which is why I'm a little red. I was out in the sun. We were making margaritas. Chad. Yeah, sorry. You know, it's been a long year, everybody. I know. 2020 has been long. So we made margaritas, and on the counter, there were no pest repellers at this vacation home. There were those little crazy little ants that were running everywhere because we had spilt some lime juice on the counter. When you have a pet bowl, it's the same sort of scenario. So your dogs, your cats, they're not going to hear it. Right. If you are somebody who has a gerbil or a hamster, we just ask that you don't put it in the same room, because they are in the same family as rats and mice, okay? But if you just hate spiders, if you just get it for one reason, for spiders, I'm telling you, I've been in this house for 5 years, not one spider, not one ant, not one mice, not one rat, nothing,
Isn't
not
that
one
amazing?
Cockroach.
And you don't have to
which
think
we call
about
them
it.
palmetto bugs.
I know, it's like the nice way. They're roaches, they're huge, and they fly, and it is freaky. So to me, having something like this that is going to keep them from wanting to come in my home, that is just the most valuable thing on earth. And for the ants, by the way, if you have to keep your sweet treats in the microwave, because I've had to do that because the ants come running for it, this is worth its weight in gold just for the ants. So whatever the issue is, it's again, mice, rats, ants, spiders, and cockroaches, this is going to help take care of it for you. And this is that more souped up version that you may not have seen. This is not just the ultrasonic in the home, it's also the electromagnetic behind the walls of your home. And that's why you get two, because you only need one per floor to be able to use this. Get it home and try it out. Try it and see if you see some kind of difference. And the difference will be not finding those nasty little critters all over your house. So a lot of people use these TVchad. Speaking of vacation homes, if you can't be there all the time, it's nice to just have these plugged in, because you don't want to get there and find everybody has been using the house while you've been away. Great solution. You don't have to buy different poisons for different things. You don't have to set traps. There's no cleanup because you're keeping them from coming to your house in the first place. So it really is a smart purchase. Chad, thank you. You're sticking around with me for our next item, but this one in particular I think was perfect for the show tonight, because we're solving problems.
All you have to do with this, all you have to do with this is plug it in, and the next item I'm going to run down to the garage. All you have to do is clip it in. So
I like
if you give me just a minute, I'm going to take my camera, I'm going to go down to the garage.